Every legendary motorcycle run begins with a dream. For decades, the motorcycle world was dominated by brands from Japan and Europe. But in 2017, a former racer named Zhang Zue had a bold idea to build a motorcycle company that could prove a new generation of performance bikes could rise from China. That dream became KOVE MOTO. From a small team with a passion for racing to competing in one of the toughest races on earth, the journey of KOVE is nothing short of incredible. Today, we're uncovering the story behind the rise of KOVE MOTO. Long before KOVE existed, Zhang Zue was a young mechanic in rural China with a dream of racing professionally. As a child, he became fascinated with motorcycles after seeing rally bikes racing across the desert on TV, which inspired him to pursue both racing and engineering. Legend has it that when a TV production crew specializing in motorsports passed in through this area, Zhang saw it as his only shot. He followed their car on an old, beat-up motorcycle, chasing them for 100 kilometers through the rain and performing stunts while riding to get their attention. The crew eventually pulled over, impressed by his skill and sheer tenacity. This audition helped him break into the industry as a factory mechanic and tester for larger firms like Lonsin. Before starting the company, Zhang spent years working in the Chinese motorcycle industry and building racing experience. His goal was different from most Chinese manufacturers. Instead of cheap commuter bikes, he wanted to build high-performance motorcycles for enthusiasts and racing. After years of gaining technical expertise and frustration with brands that only built commuter bikes, Zhang found financially backing with a small team of about 6 people. The KOVE project officially began in 2017. KOVE operated like a racing team rather than a factory. Zhang was known to be hands-on, often filmed personally testing prototypes to their breaking points. From the start, KOVE focused on designing and producing its own motorcycling, including adventure bikes, rally raid motorcycles, sports bikes. The company combined research, design, manufacturing, and sales in one organization, aiming to control quality and innovation. They gained early notoriety by benchmarking, and sometimes heavily taking inspiration from proven platforms like the Honda CB500X engine. But they re-engineered them to be significantly lighter. This focus on extreme weight reduction became the brand's signature, allowing their bikes to punch above their weight class in performance. Within a few years, KOVE developed several models like the 500X adventure bike, 450 rally, and 321RR sports bike, helping it gain attention both in China and overseas. The company also grew rapidly. By 2021, it had sold more than 20,000 motorcycles with strong annual growth. In 2023, KOVE entered the Dakar Rally, one of the toughest motorcycle races in the world. All 3 of their riders finished the race, which was a major milestone for a young brand. The company also entered the Superbike World Championship in the Super Sport 300 class with the 321RR sports bike. In 2025, KOVE achieved a historic milestone by winning the World SSP 300 Championship, becoming the first Chinese motorcycle brand to win a world championship in the series. In 2024, founder Zhang Zue stepped down from his leadership role after disagreements with the company, through his remain as shareholder. Even after his departure from management, KOVE continued expanding its racing programs and international motorcycle lineup. Today, KOVE is considered of the most China's fastest growing motorcycle brands, especially for bikes above 300cc. The company produces models such as 450 Rally, Rally-inspired off-road bike, 500X, 510X adventure bike models, 800X larger ADV bike, and 321RR, 450RR sports bikes models. Its motorcycles are now exported to Europe, North America, and other international markets. KOVE started a small racing-inspired project in 2017 and quickly grew into an international motorcycle brand that focusing on performance, racing, and adventure bikes, while Zhang has started a new rival brand called Mykmoto to continue his original, uncompromising vision. Then nagkaroon na naman tayo ng pagkakataon para bumisita sa isang dealership store para makita actually and personally ang isa sa mga latest motorcycle lineup nila at ang bagong naked big bike motorcycle, which is KOVE 450R, na isang klaseng inline 4 naked big bike motorcycle. Kaya nga we encourage everyone to do not skip any seconds or minutes until the very end part of this content or video. Kaya nga, wag na nga natin itong patagalin at talakayin na nga natin ang bagong motorsiklong ito from KOVE Moto, which is KOVE Moto 450R. Let's go! Alright, and before we get started again to feature this kind of motorcycle from Bristol motorcycle, which is KOVE 450R na isang klaseng naked bike, ay nagpapasalamat po muli ako sa ating mga loyal subscribers, followers at viewers ng content at channel na ito. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Then kung napa-interesado ka sa mga ganitong content or videos, abay, huwag ka na mapagalindangan pa dyan ngayon. I-hit mo na nga ngayon dyan sa device na ginagamit mo ngayon ang subscribe button and notification bell para updated ka palagi sa mga latest content, videos, post na ipopost namin dito sa content at chat ng channel na ito. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Then we have also some social media pages like Facebook, TikTok, and Pinterest na kung interesado kami this kind ng mga social media pages na ito, ay nagpo-post rin kami ng mga interesting content and post sa mga social media pages na ito, which we encourage also to follow and like the social media pages. Alright, let's go! Ang KOVE Moto 450R ay isang klaseng manual standard or naked big bike motorcycle at isa sa mga bagong motorsiklo ng KOVE Moto. Meron itong overall dimensions at nakapulong nga dito sa motorsiklong ito ang haba nitong 2010mm, lapad na 830mm, taas na 1298mm, seat height naman ito ay nasa 795mm, ground clearance niya naman ay nasa 130mm at may timbang na 164 kilograms. So kung iabing natin dito ang body index ko sa motorsiklong ito, kung saan nga meron akong height na 5'5 at timbang na 60 kilograms, then to our first riding experience to KOVE Moto 450R, while in static position, our experience was great because maneuvering its handlebar while on this position was still manageable. Even to our height, we still reaching our feet on the ground while sitting to this kind of inline 4 naked motorcycle with rake angle of 24.5 degrees and a steering angle of 34 degrees. Then when start the engine of this motorcycle, I'm really amazed with the crisp noise of its exhaust pipe, which we will discuss a little later on this video about some interesting information about the exhaust system of KOVE Moto 450R. Pagdating naman sa makina ng KOVE Moto 450R, ay nandito na nga isa sa mga nakakamanghang motorcycle engine nito, which is one of the most interesting parts of the bike because it using a small displacement inline 4 engine, which is rare in the 450cc class. Most bikes in this category use single-cylinder or twin-cylinder engines, but the KOVE Moto 450R uses a high-revving inline 4. This design gives it a smoother power delivery and sport bike-like sound, similar to bigger super sports motorcycle. Kung saan nga nakapaloob din sa makina nito ang inline 4-cylinder nito, 4 strokes, 16 valves, naka-double overhead cam, may 442.9cc na engine displacement. 4 sizes stroke naman ito ay nasa 59mm by 40.5mm. Compression ratio niya naman ay nasa 12.3:1. Ang maximum power output niya naman ay nasa 48 kW at 12,000 RPM. Maximum torque 40 Nm at 9,000 RPM. Naka-water-cooled engine cooling system with its dedicated radiator container which support engine reliability, prevents engine overheating, and long lifespan of an engine. The transmission system of the KOVE Moto 450R is designed for sport riding and high RPM performance. The transmission is tuned to match the high-revving inline 4 engine of the 450R, similar in concept to super sports bikes like the Kawasaki Ninja ZX4R, which also uses a closed-ratio 6-speed gearbox for sporty acceleration. This transmission includes 6-speed manual transmission, standard foot-operated gear shifting system, wet multi-plate clutch, then the shift pattern still using 1 down, then 5 up, and including neutral. Because the KOVE Motor 450R engine revs up to about 12,000 RPM, the 6-speed gearbox helps keep the engine in its optimal power band during acceleration and high-speed riding. Then its final drive is chain drive system, transferring power from the engine to the rear wheel. The fuel system of the KOVE Motor 450R is designed to provide precise fuel delivery for its high-revving 443cc inline 4 engine. The system mainly uses electronic fuel injection to control the air-fuel mixture for better performance and efficiency, controlled by the ECU that manages fuel delivery based on throttle position, engine speed, and engine load. EFI systems are more accurate than carburetors and help the engine achieve smoother throttle response and improve fuel economy. Then the fuel capacity of KOVE Moto 450R is about 17 liters of petrol and its fuel consumption is about 4.5 liters per 100 kilometers. The KOVE Moto 450R is equipped with a suspension system that balances high-revving street performance with everyday comfort. In the Philippine market, where it is distributed by Bristol Motorcycles, the setup is designed to be sportier than your average 400cc commuter. The front end uses 41mm inverted upside-down forks with suspension travel about 115mm. Manufactured by Yuan, a specialist Chinese manufacturer responsible for the stock suspension on most KOVE Motor motorcycles, including the 450R. The rear suspension uses a single monoshock linked to the swing arm, features an internal airbag reservoir, monotube oil and gas separator to prevent cavitation and ensure stable damping during spirited riding with suspension travel up to 45mm, resulting approximately 130mm of rear wheel travel. The rear shock is preload adjustable, allowing you to stiffen or soften the spring base on your weight or if you are carrying a passenger. Because KOVE Moto prioritizes weight, the KOVE 450R is one of the lightest in its class at 164 kg curb weight. The suspension doesn't have to work as hard as it on a heavier bike like a Dominar or say 500. The braking system of the KOVE Moto 450R is designed to match its high-performance inline 4 engine, focusing on bite and cooling to handle the speeds it can reach. Because KOVE Moto prioritizes weight savings, the braking hardware is surprisingly substantial for a bike that only weighs 164 kilograms. The front brake system provides most of the stopping power, utilizing a dual disc configuration that is more common on 600cc plus bikes. With its 300mm dual floating disc, opposed 4-piston calipers, which manufactured by Taisco, a specialized Chinese brake firm that also supplies components for KOVE's Dakar rally bikes. In the standard naked version 450R, these are typically eggshell mounted, whereas the high-spec sports bike version 450RR Performance uses radial mounts. The rear brake system comes up with single 220mm disc and Taisco single piston floating caliper. The 450R is equipped with a traction control system, a standard which works in tandem with the braking system to manage rear wheel slip during hard acceleration or in slippery conditions. It comes up also with dual channel ABS or anti-lock braking system, which deliver choice to balance high revving performance with real-world safety, especially given the bike's unique characteristics. Because the 450R has a revving 4-cylinder engine, it generates significant momentum. In an emergency stop, a single-channel system, front-only, would leave the rear wheel vulnerable to locking, which often leads to fishtailing. Dual-channel system provides much more confidence when you need to save up speed while slightly lean over a common scenario for a Street Fighter style bike. The KOVE Moto 450R features a wheel and char package designed for sharp, flickable handling. Because the bike is incredibly light for an inline 4 164 kilograms, the tire sizes are optimized to maintain agility without sacrificing the big bike look. The 450R uses a standard 17-inch street setup that allows for a wide variety of aftermarket tire choices. The KOVE 450R typically comes stock with radius tubeless CST Micro S1 high-performance tires. These are sport touring tires designed for a balance of dry grip and wet weather water displacement. The front tire size is 120/70 ZR17 and the rear tire size is 160/60 ZR17. KOVE Moto 450R, equipped with lightweight multi-spoke cast aluminum alloy wheels that are designed to be as light as possible to reduce unsprung weight, which help the U1 suspension react faster to bumps on uneven roads. Then the wheelbase of KOVE Moto 450R is about 1,385mm. The KOVE Moto 450R features a split seat design typical of modern street fighters. While it is based on the more aggressive 450RR sports bike, the seat on the naked 450R is designed to be slightly more accessible for daily urban riding. It uses two separate sections for the rider and the pillion. This creates a sporty tail-up aesthetic. The rider's seat is narrow at the trunk, which makes it easier for your legs to reach the ground directly, making the bike feel shorter than its actual specs. Unlike the 450RR sports bike, which hunches you over, the 450R seat is paired with wider, higher handlebars, This placing you in a more upright, neutral position that reduces wrist fatigue during traffic. Like most street fighters in this class, similar to the KTM Juke or CF Moto NK series, the civilian seat is relatively small and thin. The tail section is sleek, meaning there aren't traditional large grab handles. Instead, there is usually a strap or recessed grip areas under the tail for the passenger. The KOVE MOTO 450R features a wide, one-piece tubular handlebar, often called the super bike bar, which is the primary reason it feels so different from its sports bike sibling, the 450RR. Unlike the 450RR, which uses a clip-on handlebars attached directly to the forks, the 450R uses a single solid bar clamped to the top triple tree. This setup raises the grips and pulls them closer to the rider. This creates a more upright and neutral riding position, which is much better for maneuvering through heavy traffic or for longer rides where clip-ons would cause wrist strain. Because the bar is wider, 830mm total bike width, it provides more mechanical leverage. This makes the bike feel even lighter and more applicable when changing lanes or taking tight U-turns. The handlebar holds the standard controls, including the tackle for the traction control system (TCS) and the menu buttons for the TFT display. On the left handlebar is the location of the main clutch lever, menu navigation or D-pad, ABS toggle switch, traction control switch, standard lighting switch, turn and signal switch, and horn button. On the right handlebar is the location of the main throttle control, the handbrake lever, kill engine switch, hazard light switch, headlight mode switch, and the electric start button. The display panel of the KOVE MOTO 450R is a modern, full-color 5-inch TFT LCD instrument cluster. It serves as the brain for the bike's advanced electronics, providing a clear interface for its high-revving engine data. The screen is vibrant and designed to be legible even under direct sunlight. It typically features a light sensor that automatically switches the display between day mode and night mode to reduce eye strain. There are usually multiple interface layouts you can choose from, ranging from a classic street view with a prominent speedometer to a sport trike view that prioritizes the tachometer and gear position. The panel displays all the standard essentials plus some performance-specific telemetry like digital speedometer and tachometer, gear position indicator, fuel gauge and range, engine temperature and ambient temperature, dual trip meters and odometer, and voltage meter. KOVE MOTO has integrated several smart features into display, which are Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connectivity, turn-by-turn navigation, call and media management, ride telemetry, and electronic aid status. It displays also rider modes such as Eco mode and Sports mode, which includes launch control. The display will provide a visual cue when launch control is engaged, helping you manage the high RPM starts. The lighting system of the KOVE MOTO 450R is a full LED setup that emphasizes the modern street fighter aesthetic, while providing visibility that punches above its weight class. The 450R features a distinctive mask-like nose cowl that houses a high-intensity LED system. It uses a high-performance LED projector for both high and low beams. This provides a focused white light beam with a sharp cutoff line to avoid blinding incoming traffic. The headlight is flanked by aggressive frowning LED strips. These serve as the DRLs, giving the bike signature look that is easily recognizable in daylight. On the high-spec variants, the lighting system includes a cornering adaptive function which activates additional LED elements to illuminate the blind spot of a turn as you lean the bike. The front turn signals are often integrated or mounted very closely to the radiator's round cowling to maintain a sleek, wingless look. All indicators use high-brightness LED chips. They are significantly brighter and faster reacting than traditional halogen bulbs, improving safety when filtering through traffic. The system includes a dedicated hazard light switch on the right handlebar for emergency visibility. The tail section features a sharp, minimalist LED unit. During sudden, hard braking, many KOVE models are equipped with an automatic emergency plus feature where the indicators or tail lights strobe rapidly to warn driver you of a rapid acceleration. The exhaust system of the KOVE MOTO 450R is specifically engineered to amplify the signature screamer sound of its small displacement inline 4 engine. While it shares many internal components with the 450RR sports bike, the visualization is tailored for the street fighter look. Like a true super sport, the 450R uses a 4-into-1 header design. 14 stainless steel header pipes merge into a single collector under the engine. While the headers are designed for the high RPM flow, KOVE tuned the collector length to ensure the naked bike doesn't lose too much low end torque, make it more usable for city stop-and-go riding than the fully paired sports bike. Most of the heavy catalytic conversion and sound muffling happens in a box hidden under the engine. This keeps the center of gravity low and helps the bike achieve its impressive 164 kg weight. The final exhaust gases exit through a compact, upswept side muffler on the right. The stock muffler usually features a brushed stainless steel or matte black finish with a carbon fiber style end cap on 2025-2026 models to match the aggressive naked styling. The exhaust note is arguably the biggest selling point of the 450R. It has a smooth mechanical hum typically of multi-cylinder engines. Once you cross the 10,000 RPM mark, the exhaust produces a high-pitched F1 style scream that is unique in the 400cc, 500cc segment, where most competitors like the Ninja 500 or 50NK uses power twins that sounds more like dampers. The structural design of the KOVE MOTO 450R is the secret behind its class-leading weight. While most 400cc bikes feel substantial, the 450R is engineered with a 3/4 frame philosophy that prioritizes lightness and torsional rigidity. The core of the 450R is tubular steel trellis frame. KOVE uses a diamond-style trellis where the engine is a stressed member. The frame doesn't fully cradle the engine. Instead, it uses the engine block itself to complete the structural circuit. The frame alone weighs approximately 7 kg, which is remarkably light for a multi-cylinder bike. This design offers high lateral stiffness for cornering while allowing just enough longitudinal flex to absorb road chatter, which is essential for a lightweight street fighter. A unique structural detail is the swing arm pivot passes through the rear end of the engine cases. This creates a very direct mechanical link between the drive sprocket and the rear wheel, minimizing chain pull and improving stability under hard acceleration from that 70 horsepower inline 4. The rear section uses a cast subframe rather than a traditional heavy steel tube design. This supports the split seat arrangement while keeping the tail section incredibly slim and pickable. The fairing design of the KOVE MOTO 450R follows a minimalist street fighter philosophy. Unlike its sibling, the 450RR, which is fully wrapped in aerodynamic plastics, the 450R strips away most of the bodywork to showcase the engine and trellis frame. The most prominent plastic panels are the sharp, forward-pointing shrouds on either side of the radiator. These are designed to scoop air into the cooling system while giving the bike its aggressive shoulder droop. A small aerodynamic cowl sits beneath the engine. This protects the lower engine cases from road debris and visually connects the front of the bike to the rear. The 17-liter fuel tank is covered by high-quality plastic shells that are shaped for knee grip, allowing you to lock onto the bike during hard braking or cornering. The front fairing is reduced to a compact headlight mask. It houses the LED projectors and DRLs. There is a tiny fly screen above the TFT displays, which provides a small amount of wind deflection for the instrument but offers very little for the rider, typical of the naked category. The rear fairings are shared with the 450RR sports bike. The plastic quality is often noted for being surprisingly rigid and well finished, avoiding the flimsy feel found on some budget entry-level bikes. Alright everyone and everybody, kayo nga ba'y namangha muli at nagulat sa ganitong klaseng motorsiklo na bukod nga sa mga latest technological feature at advanced motorcycle engine ay mapapasabi ka na lang talaga na wow na lang talaga, na sana magkaroon din tayo ng ganitong klaseng kalakas at kapormang motorsiklo. Bukod dito ay na-inspired nga tayo sa kwento na pinagmumula ng motorcycle company na ito, which is KOVE MOTO. Then, if you have some comments, suggestions, recommendation to this kind of motorcycle or to this vlog, please just leave it to the comment section below and we'll try to give some review on that. Also, if you like this video, don't forget to click the thumbs up button, and we encourage also everyone to share this content to your friends, family, and to everybody. Then we'll see you again to our next content or video. Shashe!
Alright everyone and everybody, so dito na nga nagtatapos ang vlog at content about sa pagtalakay ng isang bagong motorsiklong ito from Bristol Motorcycle, which is a KOVE 450R na isang klaseng naked bike motorcycle. At maraming salamat sa pagsama niyo sa akin about sa pagtalakay sa motorsiklong ito. At makita-kita tayo sa sunod nating content or video sa channel na ito. At muli, ito si Mykmoto TV or Mykmoto Vlog. See you again guys!